Welcome to our weekly reflection of Advent in plain sight. For week 3, our object of focus is a belt, which is probably the most unusual object in this entire Advent series. I mean, after all, what's so spiritual about a belt? Well, maybe it's not in the year 2021, but examining what such an essential item of clothing signified in ancient times can reveal intriguing insights. The term we translate as belt refers to a variety of garments that a man would wear around his waist. Now, they could serve as protection in battle, as the belt could hold up armor which protected a man's waist and his legs. Or a belt could be used for modesty, holding up everyday clothing. A belt could also be used for utility purposes, holding a carpenter's tools as he worked. Regardless of what they were used for, a belt was a tool to help someone perform a task that they wouldn't be able to do without it. And that imagery can remind us to recognize and embrace our own vulnerability. We're not as strong as we like to think we are. God desires intimacy with us and wants to help us recognize our dependence on God. Similar to our need for a belt, we must realize that we can't do everything on our own. We must open up to God and learn to trust, as Jesus' disciples did when he sent them out without money or other supplies in their belts. Believing that through Jesus we have what we need to make it through life and to bring God's kingdom to earth. Looking to Jesus, even he came in the most vulnerable and dependent form, a human infant. And even he needed God's help through life. So I wonder how we may be trying to do too much or rely only on ourselves when God is asking us to let go. How may we be restricting our own potential by relying only on ourselves? And how may we be limiting God's kingdom coming to earth by not seeing the potential in other people? Maybe this Advent, a little vulnerability will allow us to fully embrace all that Christ coming into the world means. By gaining some humility, may we learn to rely on God's help to overcome the obstacles of the world.
We hope that you will join us for the rest of this Advent study as we use ordinary objects to better see Advent in plain sight.